Okay, this is take 2, I think. Anyway, make sure I've got the, correct brush. So as I stated previously, but that recording got scrapped, I'm using mechanical pencil 4B, I think. That looks like 4B to me. Anyway, I'm doing that because it's a little bit darker than the HB that I had previously been using. I think I had to use an H beforehand as well. But just this way, everything's a bit easier to see. And that is the only methodology behind it. Nothing else has changed. As far as I'm aware, we're still using this terrible small canvas that I can barely fit any bodies onto. But today we're going to attempt that anyway. So yeah, let's get started. I did figure out the hotkey to swap. Well, that's not it. It is, I figured out the hotkey to swap the colors. So I sort of have an eraser and sort of don't. It's gonna be fun. So we're gonna attempt a full body. I don't know if I'll have enough canvas space. That's why I'm drawing really small right now. And I'm using basic shapes. I don't, well, for some things, like I typically use this type of shape when I draw physically, but I'm going to be using a bit more rookie maneuvers, I suppose you could call them, with the balls and whatnot. Balls and sticks. That sounds terrible. I don't typically draw with these types of things. That's something you'll see in a lot of art books when you start out. It's like, hey, to draw a full body or whatnot, the head needs to be a circle, then you draw a stick, then you draw this cube, or not cube, you draw this triangle. Sometimes it's a cube. I think a lot of people say cube. I don't remember though. And then you draw these circles, which act as your shoulders. Draw a stick. Then you drop a circle here for your elbows. Then you drop another stick and have a circle for hands. I don't like doing that. It's a lot of extra busy work. So, whoops. I meant to click Control Z instead I clicked Plain Z. But that's a lot of extra work that I don't feel the need to do because I've been drawing for quite a while. I think I'm almost good at it. So, it's a step I tend to skip. And I don't know. Well, I'm not a professional. I don't get paid to draw, so maybe it's a step I should be using. Who knows? Anyway, got the pelvic region, legs. Legs might be a little on the long side. Then we got your feet down here. He's looking kind of stocky right now, so we'll roll with it. Let's zoom in just a little bit. The head is a bit too large, I think, so we're gonna erase just a little bit. Shift X. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I was worried. I couldn't remember if it was Control or Shift to get the hotkey to activate, but it was Control. No, it was Shift. You can see my confusion there, or understand it rather. My right earbud is falling out once again. And I had mentioned in the recording that I attempted that got interrupted, but I have music playing down in the bottom right corner here. You won't be able to hear it because I'm a pro and I don't want to get copyright strike. So yeah, I'm sorry, but if you recognize any faces down there, pat yourself on the back, I guess. It would appear that I've made his shoulders a bit too broad. And I'm going to take my right earbud out because it's just going to continue to attempt to fall out and it's going to piss me off and I don't like that. Let's see. I just clicked that instead of the hotkey for reasons unknown to me. Let's actually erase all this. See, I blamed the rookie maneuvers on throwing me off my groove. I should just stick with what I know, stick with what I'm good at. And I think I'm very good at it. Never mind, because I just used the color swap thing, whatever you want to call that. Color replacement. We want the actual paintbrush. Alright. Not doing anything special today. It's just a body. I wanted to do a body because last time it was only heads, and bodies are just as, if not more important than the heads. They're just a little important. So yeah, this is almost what I typically do on paper. It's a lot of squiggly lines until I get a feel of the body, and then I erase, adjust, and fill in as necessary. Starting out, depending on your gender, I will say some bodies will be easier to do than others. As far as I'm aware from everything I've witnessed and gone through, it's that men are a lot better at drawing men and women are a lot better at drawing women. It probably has to do with the fact that that's a body that we're familiar with. It's kind of the one we're living in, so I mean, it's just gonna be straight up easier right off the bat because it's something you can understand. Especially women, to me, drawing boobs, it's kind of weird. It's a process. Basically you're drawing the same thing as you would a dude, but you gotta take other adjustments into account. So it's not easy. I don't like it. I don't like how tough it is. I don't like those arms. Good lord. They're so static and have no character whatsoever. Alright. What can I do? We'll have him T-pose. Yes. I actually think I'm going to stick with that. Yeah, we'll have him T-pose. Let's draw the Vitruvian man. I need to come down here and spread the legs out accordingly. Anyway. Yeah. So as you can see, those are my basic shapes to get a body constructed. Then we'll kind of fill in the gaps here. Put abs there. Enhance the chest here, so he's a pretty muscular dude. You know, I tend to draw superheroes, so they're usually muscular. Fill that in, kind of give it some shade. Let's work on the face just a little bit. How do we want it? I don't like how close that is. That's all gonna be a blurred mess. I think I froze because I'm not able to. There we go. There we go. Back to the brush. We're gonna drop a nose here. Here's this. You know what? Let's do Cyclops. That way I don't have to make too many adjustments. Except I have no idea what his visor looks like off the top of my head. I don't like this pencil. Like I said, I usually use the 2H pencil. So drawing this dark angers me, but it's a necessary sacrifice that I'm making for you, so you're welcome. Oh, that kind of looks off. There we go. Give him. Why'd I swap to I don't need to swap back to brush. That's not an actual eraser. I need to swap back to my black though. Alright. He's kind of got a small chin right now. I'll fix it. There we go. It's not terrible. Anyway, let's not have our computer freeze on us and work on the hair. Okay, personally, I'm really pulling for that dude from Stranger Things to get cast as Cyclops, so we're gonna draw him with longer hair. Yes, it's glorious. It's kind of like a mullet. Perfect. Anyway, back to business. Put that there. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. And let's finish the arms, sort of the quote-unquote arms. It's pretty, everything is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. It's getting the hang of it that's hard. It takes a lot of time. I've been doing this for years, and I still have art that looks like this. So, I mean, yeah. It's not great, but what else are you gonna do? If there were an easy way to go about doing this, believe me, I'd have done it by now. Kind of got these little sausage arms. Very nice. His hands will be outstretched for absolutely no reason. No reason at all. This hand over here. Let's move this over just a little bit. Oh, that one that one looks bad. We'll come back to that. Or will we? I don't know. It's like I feel like the rest of this is just kind of filling in the blanks, you know? Like once you get the whole physical structure down, it's just a matter of pulling the piece together. Is there anything any wisdom I can impart? So, trying to look for any pointers. When you're starting out drawing the human body, I recommend, as usual, getting reference. Reference, like I said previously, it's your best friend. Your best friend in the whole wide world. So if you're ever stumped on something, it's always best to go and look for that something to figure out how it works, and then try your best to emulate it as best you can. One thing I definitely do not recommend is when you're starting out drawing bodies, do not take influence or inspiration from anime. Now that's a personal thing because I just find that to be incredibly ugly, so it's not an art style I condone, but it's definitely something you can do if you must break my heart. Let's finish these killer abs here. So the problem with anime is that the anatomy is not always correct. In fact, most of the time it is not correct or even coming close to being correct whatsoever. My belief is that you should get a grasp of proper anatomy before you start contorting it. So, I mean, once you're able to get a good anatomy down, I mean, by all means, stretch it however you like. If you can make it look good, I mean, perfect. What is that quote from Zenyatta? True self is without form. Actually, yeah. Let's do Zenyatta real quick. Okay, here's the. No. This is gonna look good. Trust me. Here's his robot elbow. Well, that's a shoulder, actually. Here's a robot elbow. The arm. And the robot hands. I'm a bit quiet, but it's like hard to concentrate on what I'm doing because I'm not an art teacher. I have no idea what I'm doing. If I could get paid to be an art teacher, that'd be swell, but that's not going to happen because that would require me to be good at art, which I'm all right at it, but I'm not good enough that I should be teaching anybody. This is all for funsies. Oh, that's rough, buddy. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Let's actually change. Whoop. We actually do want that piece, though. Gonna readjust the face just a little bit. No, I kind of want him looking elsewhere, though. So we're gonna have him face this way. Yes. There we have it. True self is without form. And all that from a joke that anime has bad anatomy. There we go. I have no idea what he looks like off the top of my head. I should be looking at reference for this. This is where reference would come in great handy. But I don't have it, and I'm not going to open my phone, so I mean, this is as best as it's going to get. Or as good as it's going to get for now. And I think it looks funny, and that's what I was going for. So, mission complete, I think. Yes! True self. It's without form. And he's doing a backwards S, just so you know. Self. It's without form. So, yeah. Learn your anatomy first, and then once you've got it down to a science, you can go ahead and stretch those limbs, break the bones, however you like, contort it in whatever way you feel like, and just so long as it looks dynamic, nobody's going to really call you out on it, especially if you can make a successful career out of it. And I feel like we can probably wrap it up here. There's not much more that I can add. I mean, I could fix that hand, but I'm not going to. neither of these hands would look particularly good, and the arms are still kind of unfinished, but I was only going in this kind of being like, hey, here's their basic shapes and sizes and whatnot. I do like how the killer abs came out, though. That looks nice. So we'll actually wrap it up here, I guess, and then I'll go more in-depth later with something else. I don't know. Maybe. We'll draw a chick next time, because then I'll be able to show, hey, this is why drawing women is really weird, especially if you're a dude. I freaking love this thing. This is the dumbest. I'm glad I drew Noodles and Yada. Anyway, we'll cut it there, and I'll talk to you next time. Oh no, cancel.